My name is James Mongai. I want to welcome you to our studios, Okoa Uchumi. And I want to welcome you to our very first episode on KODI ya Hustler, Unpacking the Finance Bill 2025. Leo tunasema ni vibe yangu, style yako. Tunataka kujua hii mnyama inaitwa Finance Bill ni nini? Na leo niko na wakurungezi wenye wako hapa ndani na sisi. So without wasting much time, just feel free, interact with us. And I want to introduce my panelist, my very fine panelist. Jambo sana. Leo niko na wakurungezi wawili hapa. Ningetaka tujuane, ndio to dive in to our conversation. Na wanasema ni style yako, vibe yako. Maybe. Karibu sana, unaweza tuambia unaitwa nani, unafanya nini, na pengine your contribution to our community. Karibu to our podcast Okoa Uchumi.
Asante sana. Thank you so much. Kwa majina naitwa Tom Ogada. Nafanya kazi TISA, that is the Institute for Social Accountability. Background, I'm an expert in public finance management, and as a study I did economics and statistics. And as an institution, we believe that for the country, for Kenya to move forward, ndio Kenya isonge mbele, lazima young people, lazima mayouth wajitokeze. And that is why I like their passion, I like their energy, and I also like how they push this government day by day.
Yes.
Thank you.
Asante sana Bwana Tom, nimeshukuru sana. Sijui kama wewe ni Gen Z. Unasikia pia unapenda kuinteract na vijana ndio wajitokeze, lakini tutakuja kujua. Pia we also have a very good guest, a very beautiful young lady. Pia tungetaka kujua na yeye anatoka wapi, anaitwa nini, na shughuli yake anafanya nini. Tumesikia Tom yeye anatoka kwa organization inaitwa TISA. Sijui na wewe unatoka wapi? Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Kwa majina, I am Stella Wanjiru. It's very amazing to have you in the Okoa Uchumi podcast. So I work with the KISANET, Kiambu Institute. Wow. Kiambu Social Accountability Network that works on accountability issues in Kiambu. It's a CSO network. Na mimi ni youth. Nimesikia amesema anapenda youths na vibe yao. Mimi ni Gen Z. So we are here to unpack. Tuone ni wapi it is working for us, ni wapi haiwork, na nini tunafaa kufanya exactly. Thank you.
Asante sana. Karibuni sana. Nimefurahia and having a very rich panelist coming from a network in Kiambu County, coming from coming from an organization that support young people on what they do. So without further much ado, nataka tuingie kwa story ya leo, but before tufike pale, leo tumeona magazeti yetu imekuwa ikiongelea vitu different. Today we had the Standard newspaper which was focusing on why do we have more Kenyans, actually saying why are more Kenyans continuing to be broke. Sijui kama nyinyi mko broke. Actually conversation ya leo inasema inafaa kuwa tujue hizi taxes tunalipishwa kwa nini. So why are more Kenyans continuing to be broke? Maybe tunaanza na wewe msee wa Kiambu, tusikie Stella.
In short, swali ni mbona tumesota kawa Kenya. So tuanze na environment yetu, working environments, opportunities, employment, are they working for us? Are they favorable? Ama kila time ni taxes zenye hazi work for us, hazi work for youths. Na mnajua obviously most of the youths are in the informal sector. Are they working? Are things working for them? Na obviously if things are not working in the business side, tutasota na tutakuwa tuna do. So that's why tuko hapa to dissect your finance bill, tuone kama it will work for us.
Thank you very much. Tumejua mbona Wakenya wanasota. Sijui kama wewe ni bosi, siku unatoka TISA. Sijui kama TISA watu wanaifeel, ama wewe as a person, as a young person or that person who works with the young people. Why are we having more Kenyans continuing to be broke day by day?
Kabla niji-identify na TISA,
Ndio.
I am a Kenyan.
Yes.
And kama Kenyan, the challenges other young people are going through, as a young person, I also go through them. Before I joined TISA as a person, mimi ni mfanyabiashara as a person. Yes. And I've tried doing business in Nairobi, for instance. It is not easy doing business in Nairobi. The permits, the licensings that are being put, even for wale wafanyi biashara wadogo wenye ni upcoming, it is not favorable. And say you invest your 10,000, your 20k or your 5k, then the fee you want to pay for that business to run ni more than your amount yenye umeinvest. Will it proceed? Yes. So the environment, as Stella is saying, vile Stella anasema, the environment that serikali yetu imetuwekea at the moment, it is not working for us as young people. So that is the key thing that is happening. I know we are going to go deeper into the finance bill, but I want to say that the 2023 finance bill did a lot of harm, and that is yet to be undone. And that is where I feel most Kenyan, both the unemployed, employed, informal and formal, hapo ndio bado tunafinywa sisi sote kama youth.
Yes. Kuna kitu umesema vizuri. Pengine gava haija set regulation mzuri ama haija set setup poa ya sisi kuwa tunafanya environment poa ya kuwork. Going again to the newspaper today, Taifa Leo inasema washauri haramu. Sijui kama ni hao washauri haramu wana mshauri rais kwa njia yenye haifai, anaweka hizi kodi zenye hazifai. Sijui unaifeel aje? Tusikie kwa Costello.
In fact, inasemekana ni haramu. At first they were not even supposed to be there, so it was the wrong thing to do. We can't exactly quantify kama ni wao wanamshauri the wrong things.
Yes.
But now we know that's the wrong thing, which also now raises questions. Everything yenye amekuwa akifanya, is it the right thing? If you had the actual audacity to bring other people who are not supposed to be there, which is totally illegal, audited, told it's illegal, but they were still there. So whatever you were doing, whatever they were telling you, was it even supposed to be done? That's a question that I think we should ask. Was it the right thing to do? Was it something they were supposed to be telling you? Because outrightly, they should not be there. Yeah.
Was it the right thing to be done?
Yes.
Mr. Tom, was it the right thing to place them? Naambiwa washauri haramu.
The promise enye Prezo alitupea as young people, alikuwa anaenda ku cut down advisors by half, by 50%.
Yes.
Kama nchi, we have around 21 cabinet secretaries.
Yes.
But the number of advisors is 20, close to the number of cabinet secretaries.
Yes.
And most of the times nimesikia CS Treasury akisema at different points when they are having engagements or discussions, they usually clash with the economic advisors from the president, from the president's office. Yes. That tells you there's a lot of clashes between on ideas that are supposed to be implemented. However, kazi ya advisor ni kupeana tu mashauri ama kutoa maoni, but implement lies with the other person who is supposed to implement the idea. So ideally, what I think is, as a country, the other day we were told that some of the cabinets, some of the advisors, wanalipwa close to what the cabinet secretaries wanapata. Na wengine wenye wako chini kidogo wanapata what is close to what the permanent secretaries or the PSS are getting. Hiyo inamaanisha we need to know kwa constitution yetu ya Kenya, do we have that capacity? Do we have that provision? Kama haiko kwa constitution, then it is illegal. Yes.
Thank you very much. At least you've painted a clear picture on the current issues that have been happening. Na kwenye hizi mashida zimetoka. Na ile uchungu actually young people are going through. Wanaamka hawana kakitu, ndio hiyo ushuru imeekwa, ndio wameenda kwa barabara. Lakini sasa tungetaka kujua, umetuambia the last year bado hatujapona, hatuja move on from the previous 2023-2024 finance bill. Na sasa tumeletewa ingine 2025 finance bill. So we want to understand, what is this that finance bill that e-gava that always has to bring it every year? Kuna watu wanasema ni Ruto alikaa na hii kitu na tuliikataa. Sasa tena ameileta tena. Kwani hatusikii? Kwani kuna shida inaenda gani? So, hii finance bill, kwanza kwako Tom, at least utuelezee, because najua shirika lako linafanya kuhimiza watu na kuwajulisha. So, tungetaka kuelewa, huu mnyama ama hii kitu serikali ina force kwa watu kila mwaka ni nini? What is finance bill?
Okay. For clarity, naomba niseme the government is not forcing the finance bill, for clarity. However, maybe clauses ama vipengele zenye ziko kwa finance bill ndio zingine zinaweza kuwa si sawa kwa raia ama kwa wananchi wa Kenya. However, finance bill is a constitutional document. It is supported under Chapter 12 of the Kenyan Constitution 2010 on public finance management. Specifically from Article 114, Article 218, Article 220, and Article 221, if I'm not wrong, support the annual introduction of the finance bill. Finance bill is supposed to ideally tell how how the government is going to raise revenue, ya kusupport the budget estimates that are going to support projects, are going to support various activities in the ministries, state departments, and state organizations. So that is ideally the role of finance bill, telling us how will the government raise revenue, which specific areas. And again, when in the previous year there are maybe different acts that were not aligning with the needs of the, say, the medium term development agenda, they have to be relooked so that they ensure efficiency in the collection of revenue and in servicing the budget. So finance bill haikukuja na the current government, the current regime. The finance bill has always been there. However, most people got to know about finance bill last year, but that was not the first finance bill. Tukianza, nimesema a lot of damage were done by the 2023 finance bill. So ideally, most people, a few, started to know about finance bill in 2023. Then now most Kenyans walijua kuhusu finance bill in 2024. But finance bill is a constitutional thing, and it comes annually, every year. However, the question I'll ask, or the question naweza pose ya wa Kenya ni, the finance bill that comes, should they always, or must they always increase taxes? That is where the challenge is.
Wow.
Yes.
Should they always increase taxes? Actually, umesema vizuri. Si gava ina force. This is a document that is there. Sijui kule mashinani, kule Kiambu, kule Gen Z, pale wanasemanga tuna reject. Hii kitu ya raisi, kitu ya gava ameleta. Sijui vibe kule mtaani, vijana wanafeel aje. Wanaelewa finance bill. Wanajua venye Toma wanasema si gava ina force. Lakini swali ni, hata kama si gava ina force, is it a must they increase taxes every financial year? Sijui huko Kisanet mnasema vipi?
Okay, asanti sana. I hope mmeandika hapo hizo quotations amepeana za constitution, article what. Please take note, mwende msome pia so that you can get conversant with some of these things. Lakini huku chini, acha tuseme right now the reception of the finance bill, it's wengine no, wengine yes, but kwa nini must they always increase taxes is a question yenye imekuwa ikiulizwa sana, because if there are taxes, where is the progression? Because taxes should come hand in hand with progressive things, progressive development. Iko wapi? Hatuioni, tunauliza maswali. Where is the accountability factor of that thing? Where is the accountability factor of the taxes zenye zinapeanwa? Ndio sasa hapo ndo rejection inakujia. Juu sawa mna increase tax, tunalipa, ziko wapi? Hatuzioni. What's happening? Yes.
Oh, wow. Had to feel the impact hizo taxes.
True.
Mnachukua, mnalipisha, zinaenda wapi,
yes,
na vitu kama hizo. Sijui, again, maybe tunaweza jiuliza, vijana haswa, unasema mnadeal na vijana pale. Vijana haswa, wengi hata hawako job, so gava your tax. So sijui effect ya finance bill kwa mayouths. What is the direct effects of the finance bill to the young people? Why should they make it their business? Furthermore, they are broke. They have nothing. They just woke up to social media kupiga kelele. Wanamake asoya huko TikTok live. So mbona wa mind stories zao na finance bill, Mr. Tom?
Asante sana. Nikubalie niseme I think nilikuwa niseme hii the first time I was explaining what the finance bill is. Finance bill, the other thing I want to add about finance bill is it is part of the budget making process or the budget cycle. Okay? So without the finance bill, the budget cycle will not be complete. Okay? That is why we were saying finance bill is constitutional. The budget cycle starts 1st of July up to 30th of June when now the president assents to the finance bill. But it doesn't stop there. After the assent of the finance bill, there is also the implementation and also the audit. Okay?
So unasema it doesn't just start here.
Yes.
When you are seeing that the conversation about financing.
Yes.
It is a process as we should also start engaging with it, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We should start engaging in the process as early as August.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When we are seeing at the national level, we see the what is it? Budget outlook, budget and revenue outlook paper.
Yes.
Then it proceeds to the other stages.
Yes.
However, in June, what we are going to see, like what happened in 2024, the president did not sign the finance bill. Okay? Because youths ama Kenyans walisema this is not our document.
Yes.
I reflect needs zetu. So after that, it is going to be implemented. The budget should be implemented. Then we have to see, was the budget implemented as per the plan?
Yes.
Were the projects we wanted to see, were they implemented? Then there is now the audit. The audit is now where the Auditor General goes to all the counties, all the ministries, and we are given the audit report. Audit report. The question was, why should young people be bothered when most of them are unemployed?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Why should we consider? How is it going to affect us? It is important to note, ni muhimu sana tujue, usipoangalia finance bill, hautajua unaenda kufinywa wapi next. You will not know where the government is going to. For example, the current finance bill. There are a lot of, the government is saying this finance bill is very good, haijaleta taxes, lakini usipoiangalia vizuri, hautajua. Saa hii, najua kuna mayouths wengi tunafanya kajua kali hapa na pale, labda umepata kado kako kidogo kwa mjengo, ama tu shughuli tu kidogo. But right now this finance bill is proposing that KRA should encrypt its systems with our banks and mobiles, the mobile service providers, so that they can get data. Yeah, they can get information on on the transactions that you are doing, and the same is going to affect. Maybe you didn't want to reveal private information about your business.
So now they can have access.
They can, that it is proposing access to KRA.
Hold on there.
Yes.
Ndio tuweze kuelewa what is it comprises this finance bill. But tusikie reaction yake pale Kiambu, pale mashinani, pale vijana, wale wajenzi. Umesema Kiambu Social Accountability Network. Ndio tuelewe. Tumeuliza how is it affecting directly. Maybe unaweza tuambia, Jutoma ame-expound vizuri. What components does it have? Amesikia amesema about data protection.
Yes.
Sijui KRA na peruse nini. Tungetaka kuelewa what really carries out the finance bill. Ni nini inabebwa pale, ni components zipi ziko pale, na ni haswa vipengele zipi zinaweza affect sisi kama vijana. Hata mimi ni youth. So tujue ni aje.
Asante sana.
Yes.
I was listening to Tom speak na nimependa akisema haujui mali utafinywa next. So, and we say the devil lies in details. Anyway, to come back to your question, kwa nini, the first question was why tuko na hatuna income, hatuko employed, but at the same time, why should we be worried about it? So when it comes to the finance bill, it not only talks about income, it talks about the businesses, it talks about the services that we offered, licensing and everything, and also we are able to see the economic priorities of the government. So sisi kama youths huku chini, tunacheki services zenye tunapewa. Alafu most youths umesema hatuko employed, so tuko kwa the informal sector of issues. So kwa hii informal sectors, what is not happening? Juu in the informal sectors, umesema taingilia finance bill. We almost are looking at formalization of some of the informal sectors. And this might bring a real tax burden to the youths, considering most of them are in medium enterprises or small enterprises that have not developed. So are we looking at a picture of real tax burdens for youths over the taxes and everything that has been put in the finance bill 2025? Yes.
Are we looking?
Are we looking at like tax burdens for the youths in the
Yes.
taxes that have been put
Yes.
in the 2025
Yes.
finance bill?
Yes. Thank you very much. Before I cut you short, you are diving on a very sensitive issue about data protection. Na tumeona so many young people reacting to that, or so many people pale online kwa mtandao bringing issues that now Gava want to access all my information. If someone sends me something on my M-Pesa, KRA needs to get access. And now if we allow it, this is not an issue that we can maybe review next year. Reviewing it or repealing that act might take process. And this is something that government will be monitoring us. So, tungetaka pia tuelewe the effect of government trying to access our private information. KRA, are we at the risk of being exposed? How safe is our information? Kama unaendaga hata pale kwa M-Pesa unaacha details zako na unapata you've been even registered to another political party that you never sent in it to. What is the risk? How safe is our information when they shared with another person? Can it be used? We want to understand the depth of what you said now. They need to have access to our gadgets to see vitu zenye tuko nazo, na pia utupaintie picture kidogo components zenye ziko pale ndani ya finance bill.
Okay. On the issue of data protection, I think I know the National Treasury are trying to justify this proposal on how it is going to improve efficiency, maybe in the collection of revenue. However, kitu siko sure, I don't know kama wako sure, is the impact it can have on tax evasion. Yes. Because there is that possibility. Yeah? Because what really is a challenge is trust. The public, I want to trust on how government will use their information. Then number two, is this provision constitutional? Yeah? Is it constitutional to maybe on our rights to privacy? So when you look at that provision in the Constitution, that does not really reflect the spirit of the Kenyan Constitution, the Constitution 2010. The other bit that it violates is the Data Protection Act 2019. The Data Protection Act 2019 is very clear on what can be accessed. Now, as young people, you know, one of the, this is my opinion, yeah? One of the things that we saw happened last year was the increasing issues of abduction of young people who are out there, outspoken, yeah, on maybe the challenges and the issues that were arising from the finance bill and the budget. We saw them disappearing. And one of the accusations that came was that illegally, an accusation, it is not confirmed, yeah? an accusation that it was alleged that government could access some information from the service providers. Okay? So when that such things happens, that is the danger that this thing poses. Now translate that to businesses. Okay? You can be targeted based on the information that was received. However, the question is, we need to be happy taxpayers. We need to see the taxes that we are paying. We need to see services working for us. That is when we can easily interact with government in terms of information. But it should not compromise the provisions in the Constitution. It should not compromise the provisions in the Data Protection Act. That takes us back years, maybe to the Nyayo era. Yes, and that is a lot.
Something important that you've said, we need to be happy as we are paying taxes. Maybe now we've said, we've understood what is a finance bill, what comprises, the risk that came with young people going out there to the street and protesting. Again, what would it make me to be a happy taxpayer? Do we have some good components, Stella, in this finance bill? Or is it our role as young people to always be rejecting it? When it comes, we go to the street, tunasema haina hii. The good thing about the finance bill, as what Tom has said, we need to be happy taxpayers. What is it that one thing that can make us to be happy as we interact with the finance bill?
Okay, so to be a happy taxpayer, for one, is to see where your money is going so that you don't have to struggle with paying the taxes. There are good things in the finance bill, but do the bad things outweigh the good things? Do the bad things outweigh the good things? And that is why most times I think youths tend to look at the rejecting part more than the endorsing the bill part. Because many are times when the taxes are not favorable for youths.
You say that it is good we be happy taxpayers. And a happy taxpayer is that who once pays and sees services. But in the recent occurrences about the introduction of finance bill, like what we saw, it was brought last year. We saw the reaction, young people went to the street, got abducted and what. Now it has come again, as you've said, it is a constitutional document that should be there as a way of budget-making processes. So asking, do we have any element or component that can be a good item that is in this 2025 finance bill?
Yes, I have to painfully agree. I have to
Agree.
yes,
Yes.
I have to painfully agree.
Yes.
Yes,
The word
that
is painfully agree.
yes,
Yes.
I have to painfully agree that this finance bill is different,
Yes.
and just listen to the CS Treasury
Yes.
talking about it. They are saying their main focus with this current finance bill is efficiency and simplification of maybe the clauses that, or the clauses or sections in the different acts, different tax acts that were a bit complicated and ambiguous. Yes, they were improving definitions. One of the things is on the issues around pension. It was focusing more on it was masculine. The definition was masculine, talking about husbands. That one has been changed right now to include spouse. So one of the things that is happening with the current finance bill, it is becoming more gender inclusive. Yeah, in terms of definitions, a lot of definitions have changed. Yes, definitions. So
wow.
on the aspect of definition
Yes.
and simplification of such is good, and it is now more focused on gender equity or gender equality.
Yes.
Then two is on the issue of the introduction of course per diem. That was initially capped at 2,000. Ukienda beyond 2K for the private sector or the NGOs, you would pay taxes. But now it has the range has been increased to up to 10,000. That is a good thing, and I think the idea here is to increase money or to add money into the pockets of those who are employed. Okay, so that is another positive
Yes.
that I can see
Yes.
from the finance bill. There are other things.
Yes.
This one is for the government.
Okay.
Yes, this the one I'm about to say is for
that's
the
why
government.
you said painfully agree.
Yes.
Yes.
And because there's a bone of contention between government and manufacturers.
Yes.
The movement of goods from zero rating to tax exempt.
Yes.
Yes, a number of products have been moved from zero rating to tax exempt. And one of the things that the president said last year is that currently we are losing up to around, by that time it was December, around 400 billion in tax expenditure.
Yes.
There is, in zero rating, the manufacturers or the suppliers can are allowed to claim for tax refunds.
Yes.
And that is very expensive on government
Yes.
because they have to do the refunds.
Yes.
However, the government wants to reduce tax expenditure, this refund. So that is why they have moved a number of products
Yes.
from zero rating to tax exempt.
Tax exempt.
Yes.
Yes.
So the argument here is, as citizens,
Yes.
the common mwananchi,
Yes.
are we going to benefit
Uh-huh.
from this?
Yes.
Because it depends on which products have been now tax exempt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tom, for actually making us understand and taking us the process of finance bill, where it came through, and how it is a document that should always be coming up. As we are going to wind up, I just want to give each one 1 minute for a parting shot. What message do you have to the young people? We are about again to go for public participation to give our views, and you've painted well the good and the bad things in the finance bill. But again, these young people are still the same who went to the street. And they are saying, we are taxed, broke, but we are woke. Oh, what is your parting shot?
Thank you so much. So my parting shot is, one, let the youths participate from a point of knowledge and understanding the current finance bill, the details, what works for them and what doesn't. Two, there are serious issues on digital markets, digital assets, and increase in taxes, money transfers. Let us come out for that public participation so that we're able to give our views on these things. As we look at the negative part, let's look at the positive part of it and see if it's better to reject or it's better to stay with the finance bill. But at the long run, we all hope that the finance bill, or we all wish for something that works for us, and the accountability factor is strongly seen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've seen your good parting shot is let them come out for public participation.
Yes.